years ago, I used to live on a sailing boat when I did my undergrad degree, and I did a sailing trip north from Brisbane. I got as far as Mackay before I had to turn back. And I got stuck in Bundaberg for a few weeks with engine problems. And when I got out of Bundaberg, I got this to sail from the Burnett River north, and I got as far as a place called 1770, where I anchored overnight in the lee of this headland. That was the most extraordinary night, I think, of my life. It was new moon, so it's full dark. This was a place with zero sky glow. So sky glow is artificial night sky brightness, because we're far enough away from civilization and towns. Clear skies, no cloud. I had the full spectrum of the Milky Way above me. You could see almost a three-dimensionality in the stars. And I'm sailing on my own at night. It's calm. And the light that's available is the light of the stars. It's not the light of the star, right? Reflected, our star reflected off the moon. And there is this, and a masthead light on the yacht. And there is this flash, and I look up, and it's a brown booby bird. Brown boobies are they're sort of a medium-sized bird, beautiful animals. They're oceanic birds. They brown back, white belly, long beak. And if you ever see them feeding, they basically fall from the sky like an arrow, punch into the water. They can swim under the water. It's a diving bird. Anyway, this thing flew around, landed on the boat, on the spreader, and he became my companion. And then later on, he flew down from the spreader, stood on the bow of the boat, right next to the chain locker, which is where my anchor was. So when it came time for me to drop the anchor, I had this bird, and what it had done is it had put its head under its arm, under its wing, and it was asleep on the deck. And I'd pulled the boat. I didn't have a motor, right? So I pulled the boat up, and I had to get the anchor out, and this bird was in the way, and it woke up and it told me to F off. It goes, rah, rah, rah. And I kind of pushed it off the side of the boat with my foot, because it was, I didn't kick it, but I had this interaction with this bird. And that interaction with that bird for me was a portal into a deep spiritual reverence for life on earth. Okay. For me, it's like a portal. That's how I describe it. The brown booby, Sulo leucogaster, that's the name of the bird, for me, is the thing that makes me kind of weak. The thought that climate change is destroying the ocean and it's destroying the habitat of the food supply. Okay. In this part of the world, just north of here, an hour and a half, I'm in Noosa, a place called Tin Can Bay. There are dolphins come ashore onto the beach every morning. And 3 times now I go up there, hand feed the dolphins. This powerful connection to our place on the living planet. And really, when you come into the room of Vita religion, the word religion puts everybody off, but just think of it as a belief that nature is sacred. That's what's in Vita religion. Nature is sacred. And what we are doing to the planet in the annihilation of life, the destruction of the climate stability, is wrong. It is simply wrong. It is wrong at the deepest level of the human being, because we're destroying, if nothing else, we're destroying our life support system, right? So what's the difference between shooting yourself in the head and continuing to expand the fossil fuel industry? It's the same thing. And so what really seemed to be missing for me, again, coming back to the story about the Pope and all the rest of it, was an institution that could really explore that deep spiritual connection to nature, and from that motivate people to take the extraordinary actions that are necessary to turn the ship.